Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 9 o'clock on Friday, and you are watching me, Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info and host of the weekly Friday Friends series, where we bring you information that you or someone you know needs to know about. And I recently learned that there are over 1,100 people that really need the information that we're talking about today when it comes to grandparents as kinship caregivers. So make sure you hit the like button, the share button, the bells, the whistles, all those social media cues that say, hey, check this out, because there's 1,100 people out there in need, and that's only the official count and not the unofficial count. So, as you all know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we could not do this work without the support of our sponsors. So a huge shout out to Point 32 Health Foundation, United Healthcare, Oak Street Health, as well as 321, and of course, McCarthy Law. Here's a moment with McCarthy Law.
Here at McCarthy Law, we practice in the areas of estate planning, long-term care planning, elder care law, and residential real estate. Our focus is really on providing peace of mind to our clients.
If you're interested in scheduling a consultation with our office, you can feel free to reach out to us at 401-541-5540. You can also reach out via website at www.mccarthylawri.com. You also should check out our social media, both on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn for some helpful tips and tricks.
So welcome, Shannon Dos Santos from the Village. How are you, Shannon?
Hey, I'm doing well, Deb. How about yourself?
Very good, very good.
Excellent.
So can you tell everybody, what is the Village?
Sure. The Village for Rhode Island Foster and Adoptive Families is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that focuses on the supports and resources for kinship caregivers, traditional foster parents, caregivers over the age of 55, and just really trying to make sure they have the supports and resources that they need to be successful with the children in their care.
That is awesome. And so I hear a little person. So can you say whether or not you have experience with the kinship system, things like that?
Absolutely. I sure can. And we definitely do have some experience with being kinship caregivers. We are adoptive parents of 3 children, 2 more recently, our great niece and great nephew from 2 years ago. And my husband had adopted his niece at the age of 19 on his own. So she has joined our family as well. She's 34. And we've had some other kinship placements, including one that is here in our home currently. We do have our grandson.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So for the programs that the Village offers, I was recently educated that there are a lot of grandparents who are providing kinship care. Can you just explain what is kinship care defined by, and then what programs do you offer to help people?
Absolutely. So kinship care in Rhode Island is loosely defined, but a kinship caregiver is a person who has a relationship with the child or parent of the child that's in their home. The relative portion of that is the relative kinship care. So that could be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a sibling, but also non-fictive kin. And that would be like a coach, a pastor, someone that has had the relationship with the child or parent.
Okay, as opposed to like a stranger who is doing this as part of a regular foster care parent system.
Absolutely, yes.
So it's somebody that the child knows.
Yes, absolutely. And maintaining those connections really does have positive impacts on the child and the family. So that is what, kinship care is. But the traditional foster parents, that's what we call them, those that make the decision, right, to want to do this journey or to pursue, the fostering experience. Kinship caregivers often don't have much notice of an emergency placement, or, that their family member or someone that they know has been removed and they're asking you to take care of them for a time. And that can present some challenges.
Okay. And so if, we have, unfortunately, the opioid crisis, we have parents who could end up incarcerated, we have folks who are having, being lost in accidents and other tragedies. So if someone gets that call, you have to come now and get your grandbaby. Can the village help with all those things that come with a child that as an older adult you might not have, like diapers, wipes, toys, a car seat, things like that?
Absolutely. We do have what we call a resource closet in our office area. We are located in Cranston in the basement of Trinity Episcopal Church. So we have an office area that's half office and half play area for children. And we have a separate room that's a closet. And it's literally that, a closet. It's a room with shelves and some hanging areas. But we have diapers, wipes, clothing, toys. It depends on what kind of equipment we have, depending on the donations that have recently come in. But we don't take anything that's stained or ripped or expired. So everything that we have in the closet would be good to use. It may need to be washed if it's in a piece of equipment, or wiped down. But we definitely like to have as much of that as possible because it's a smaller space. We try to get it out as quickly as it comes in. But sometimes that's not often, that doesn't happen all of the time. So we do have other organizations that could help in that way as well. And we like to kind of work together with them so that between the two of us, there are things that families can have and that they need.
That is awesome. It sounds like there's a lot of different moving pieces to your organization in a lot of different areas. Are you guys able to help people navigate DCYF and trying to figure out, say, I don't know, childcare and those immediate needs? Can you guys do that as well?
Sure. So all of our support group facilitators have lived experience. So they've been through the process. They have had to navigate the system, whether that be on their own or with somebody kind of guiding them through. They now have the experience to help and to guide others through the process. So we do have some support groups available for those families, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But the facilitators that guide those groups are, they've been in that position themselves, whether they're kinship caregivers or a traditional foster family. They have had to figure out how to get the supports or the services or resources, the child care that they need. So because of that lived experience, we are able to share the information and supports with families that are newer to give them, hopefully, information that they need quicker than we've had to figure that out on our own.
It's almost like a peer-led group.
It definitely is. And I do like to stress that because while clinical supports are definitely needed, there are other organizations that take care of that and take care of that well. But the village, on the peer side, it was developed and incorporated by foster parents themselves who recognized the need for that peer support, whether that was connection on the adult side, connection on the child side, meeting up at a playground, making sure that the kids had that connection throughout the month, or just to have someone else to talk to that has been through the same situation, maybe different circumstances, but overall, similar circumstances and situations. So I do like to say that we specialize in peer support. That is how we were founded, and that's what will continue to be. And it also gives us a different, we're not required to report back to, the department. Obviously, if there are some areas of suspected abuse or neglect, that's out of the question, but
You have to. Yeah.
absolutely. Families just find it to be so much more comforting when they're in the presence of people that understand and get it.
Yeah. I would imagine sometimes you want to feel like you're in a safe space if you are, say, a foster parent, and you weren't expecting this and you are now the caregiver for a little one, maybe really similar to when you are a caregiver for an older loved one and that was not expected, where it's not a situation where you're being abusive, because obviously both of those situations, if it's abuse for a little one or an elder, you'd have to report that to the authorities. But sometimes you just want to be able to have a cup of coffee and say, cool, this is a lot of work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of our support group facilitators are also peer mentors, and that is a subcontracted position within the department, but those that are experienced that can actually take that support up another level.
Yep.
So I think with both our support group facilitators and our peer mentors through the department, we really do round that out nicely. And we do have the supports available for families.
And I am hearing that there is another meeting being called. And I know that I've kept you longer than expected.
No
So
worries.
I respect that other boss that is pulling on you 100%.
Those are things that we can't control, when they want to be held or fed or,
Yes.
things like that.
Yes. So I just want to make sure the website is rivillage.org,
Correct.
right? And then the best phone number is the 401-481-5483.
You got it.
And if somebody wanted to reach out to you directly, it's admin@rivillage.org.
Yes.
Okay, so if somebody finds themselves as an unexpected caregiver, or they maybe kind of thought the caregiving was coming and now they're in it and they want that support, they can reach out to you.
They sure can. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And like you mentioned earlier, Deb, there are lots of grandparents in this situation for the first time. And we do have some support groups and things available for grandparents specifically, because we are seeing that number rise from year to year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's unfortunate, but it is happening.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that folks get the information and resources that are available out there.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come on today and go answer your boss.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me today, Deb.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Thank you. This is an amazing program. The Village for Rhode Island Foster and Adoptive Families provides a wealth of resources for kinship caregivers of any age. So if you are someone maybe in your 20s or 30s and you are caring for a loved one, a little because DCYF was involved or not, or if you are in your 70s or 80s and you have your grandkids or great grandkids and you need support, the Village can support you as well. They have a wealth of resources to help you navigate the Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services or the Behavioral Health and Developmental Disability Hospital, BHDDH support systems. They can help you navigate and try to find what might be appropriate housing, because maybe that needs to change once you have a little in your house again. And so they do provide a wealth of information, wealth of connections, from diapers and wipes to family activities that you can go out and participate in, whether that's movie night or game night. They have a lot of different events. So I encourage, if you are in this situation, if you are a kinship caregiver, formally or informally, please don't hesitate to reach out to Shannon. Her number is the 401-481-5483. You can go to the website at the rivillage.org or email her at admin@rivillage.org. And Shannon will get back to you. I guarantee it. I am so happy she was able to come on today with many competing priorities in her world. So I'm grateful to that. And I am very grateful to have all of you join me this week. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you like this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.